Start off with a little announcement tonight. It's pretty simple. We're giving away a pretty awesome stainless steel 308 762 barrel. Thanks to Lang Zang Tactical. Go check out Lang Zang Tactical over on Instagram. Somebody's got it. Something's going in the background. Let's see. Probably me. Lang Zang Tactical. Go check out Lang Zang Tactical on Instagram. There we go. Made it happen. Anyway, go check out Lang Zang Tactical. Check out Gun News Weekly. We'll have all the details and info for you there. Let's get the show started. There we go. So. From Kunai Pro Gear, we got Ken Ogden with us tonight.
Hey.
Jumping in on Gun News Weekly. Sorry about the production issue there. I guess the interns were busy at some sort of protest at UT. We'll get to that right away, or at least after we talk to Ken for a little bit. So anyway, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great night. Rainy night here. I hope things hang in there. We've definitely got some lightning bolts and a reset at least one time during our pre-show tonight. Real quick, whipping around. Ross is with us from Colorado. What's up, brother?
What's happening, brother? Good to be here tonight. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're on the YouTube chat right now, but we will be checking the gun channels as well.
Right on. Shout out to gunchannels.com. There's a channel over there for Gun News Weekly. We've got this show running there. If you're a member there. Eric's in the house. What's up, Eric?
Not much. What's going on?
Curveball with a different hat.
Always keep you guessing.
You do. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. And once again, the aforementioned Kent Ogden from Kunai. What's going on, Kent?
How's it going, Nate? Thanks for having me on, guys.
Dude, it's great to have you on, and appreciate you jumping in and giving us the time. I'm wearing my Kunai hoodie. I turned up the AC, turned the AC down a little bit on the show nights, so it's not too bad. But dude, again, great stuff. I've been wearing and rocking the stuff, and again, I talk about that Legion backpack too much, but wanted to have you guys on, talk to somebody from Kunai, have you on Gun News Weekly, and tell us a little bit about the philosophy of the company, all that kind of stuff. So tell us a little bit about Kunai and what the brand's all about. I guess we could start there.
Yeah, so what Kunai was basically the founders saw the tactical market was oversaturated with overly expensive gear, and that gear that was overly expensive, they didn't find it to be very intuitive. So if you look at a lot of modern assault packs, they take pretty much exactly from the military, on which the assault packs are basically glorified Jansports. They're pouches with mole on them. So what we kind of wanted to do was basically have actual pouches and actual things that you would actually use. You've seen our Legion, we have the sunglass carrier. We have the algae balls on the side. We wanted to build in more things and features that people would actually use, not just make variations of a different rucksack and having different liter capacity for packs.
Jumping in on that, the functionality of that one pack, I've taken it traveling several times, and even I discover more features on the bag that aren't listed on the website, or maybe they are, or I missed them or didn't read them. The side compartments on that, the side panels that are on the side of that backpack, I just go grab it. There's elasticity built into there, so when you take an oversized water bottle or even a 32-ounce Gatorade and shove it in there, it doesn't take over the inside of the pack, if that makes sense, because you guys were smart enough to put some elastic in there.
On the outside, yeah.
Another
we have all that stuff. Same thing on that. I noticed that when I saw the Legion for the first time, on our geek strap, the little sternum strap, we actually have most straps just kind of just one webbing, but this one has built-in elasticity, So if you put it on, actually expend it while you breathe, so that way you're not choking yourself. Because a lot of sturm traps, you make them tight, you can't breathe, or it becomes a pain, but that actually kind of goes with your chest if you move up and down. So we put a lot of features in our bags, not just a main pack that's just a stuff and go, and hey, put a bunch of crap in there as much as you can and just carry it. We really want to make sure that our bags are chock full of features that people actually use, which is one of the reasons. Oh, go ahead.
Let's check out the new bag. Let's get some product out there and show people what's going on.
So
we got a lot of good news stories to talk about tonight, but we definitely wanted to get some show this new one. Go right ahead.
Hopefully, you guys can see. This is the Armory Range bag. It's coming soon. Right now, it's available on our website on pre-order. If you're watching Gun News Weekly right now, you see the video. Use the promo code RANGE25, RANGE 25. That gets you 25% off this pack right here. So again, you're watching right now, Armory Range bag, RANGE 25. That's a promo code. It's 25% off this pack. So this is our Armory Range bag. Make it really quick. I call this the 50 states legal bag because we have interlocking zippers up front up here so you can do firearm storage no matter what state you're in. If you're in a free state like Texas or Florida, you can carry like a normal citizen. If you're in a communist state, a different state like California like I'm in, you can lock your firearms up. We have chock full of features. One of the things we came in here with is we get 2 ammo bags as opposed to just 1 so you can carry all your stuff. A huge, close to like 60-liter capacity of actual main storage in here. Hopefully you guys can see it. And then I'm not going to go over everything, but we have on the side 2 we call shooting mats, a place to put stuff down. We're able to mount stuff. We have pens, little admin pouches on the side. We have right here the same thing. It folds out, has Velcro to lay your firearms down, but right here we have magazine carriers, glasses carrier. I taught a Pistol 101 class this last Saturday, and I was able to carry my Glock 17, 1911 with all the necessary circuit gear, so holster and double mag holders. And I had 4 double-stack Glock mags and 4 single-stack 1911 mags, Wilson Combats and Glock, all and about 100 rounds of 9, 100 rounds of 45, and the 2 pistols all in this bag right here, and a bag of Alien Fresh jerky for snacking. But I was able to fit all that. If you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see Billy Birdsell. He shows all of his range gear here, including the Peltors, everything. And this thing is like a clown car of range bags. You can fit whatever you want the entire day worth of range. You can fit everything you want in here, and it just keeps on packing. It keeps on packing.
That looks great. So it has the handles. Does it also obviously have some sort of shoulder strap or?
Yeah, I actually had it hit right here. Yeah, it comes with the same shoulder strap as well. I just put it in here for right now.
Right on.
So it's that dual shoulder straps, and the great part is all of our products full 500D Cordura, not nylon, full Cordura, full licensed Cordura, and 1-year warranty on all of our stuff. 1 year. And then 2 years if you register on our website. And I'm the guy who approves all the claims and stuff. So if you call me and say, hey, can't this happen? 9 times out of 10, as long as it's appropriate, I'll prove you. Now, you can't pull it full of tannerite and shoot it. I'm not going to give you a new one to do that. But if something breaks, the handle breaks, something rips off, it's not going to happen. But if it does, you give me a call, you register your pack, we'll be good to go. We'll get you hooked up with a new one or get it fixed for you.
Dude, I know 3 guys that have the Kunai backpacks. I'm soon going to know 6 people that have those Kunai backpacks that I have, and they're all everyone raves about them. If you needed me to grab one backpack out of there, the 3-day pack, I really like the Warrior, but when it comes to that you just need a great backpack for just everything you're going to do, it's definitely the Kunai brand one. Real quick, because it's a question that I have, the difference between nylon and Cordura, what's the big deal?
So there actually comes down to quality control, and actually comes down to the actual stitching of the fabric itself. So imagine if you would, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. What thing about? All right, flat screen televisions, right? We have the names that you know of. You have the Samsung, and then you have the Zenith on the other hand, right? And then most people will say, well, you pay a lot for just for the name. In some cases that's true, it's just be annoying. But you do know that if you were to compare a 1080p Samsung to a 1080p Zenith, you do know that the Samsung would have better quality parts. You do know that the Samsung's picture will come out clearer, come out better. So Cordura is full tested, full strength ballistic nylon. I'm using that term kind of loosely, but that's what Cordura says at least. And anything else behind that is actually, and even James Yeager talks about it, is a distant second plastic polyester kind of ripoff essentially. Cordura is one of the first ones to have that super tough fabric put in there. They have different, they call it Diener, if hopefully I'm saying that correctly. They have different grades and how strong it is. We use 500, which is one of the best levels for packs and cost effectiveness as well. And then the next one you just see nylon, which is basically a cheap imitation. I'll tell you, for Cordura, the second place is a distant second place. Cordura is like Usain Bolt, and Editor Nylon is like anybody else who's racing against him. I mean, it is a distant second. Distant second.
All right, cool. Thanks for the explanation. It makes sense because that was something I definitely wondered. All right,
So
well, we're gonna go ahead, Ross.
I gotta ask, what is the MSRP on that thing, Kevin?
On that bag?
Yeah, on that bag. What is the MSRP?
This guy right now, he's MSRPing for $150 on the website.
Awesome.
This guy. Yeah.
So
And this
25%
guy,
off the range 25.
unlike other range bags, we really made sure we found a lot of range bags are just basically a square with Mole on it, which says, okay, here's a square with Mole. Go add your own stuff. Go buy more stuff. We don't care about you. We put all the features in here, so once you get this range bag, we have Mole on your little patch field too. We have Mole on here, so if you want to add, you can. But I'm telling you right now, you get this range bag, you're not going to need to add another pouch for anything. This range bag comes ready to take all your gear to the range as is once you get it. So you don't have to buy more pouches like that. It fits everything.
Very cool. All right, well, Casey's jumping in, which means we got to jump to the stories. You're welcome to hang out. If we have some time at the end of the show, we'll definitely throw it back to you, and we will at the end for sure. But KunaiProGear.com, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And I'd like to stay on for a little bit for a story, so just the audience, I'm going to switch off my Kunai hat. I'm off the clock now. I'm going to put on my personal NRA hat. Now I'm just Ken Ogden on the show, not Kunai on the show anymore.
Right on. Kent's in the house. Thanks for jumping in. Casey, can you hear me?
I got you, loud and clear.
Did you think that we would ever talk about 20 boxes of Singaporean-made sex toys and the University of Texas?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
All right. Well,
Story got me
with
excited.
as much tact and taste as we possibly can, we do need to cover this story because A, it's getting huge numbers. People are paying attention and hearing about it.
No pun intended.
It's the number one story on the Dallas Morning News and various other websites, and there's like 5 million views on YouTube on the One Gal on Facebook. So,
and doesn't it come in as the largest anti-gun protest in Texas so far?
They were claiming that it might end up that way, Ross. There's no official numbers yet to talk about. So here's the deal. We've been talking about this for over a year because we talked about the legislature as it was proposed, as it went through, as they put a 1 year. We'll start this next year allowing open carry and carry for concealed carry permit holders who are 21 and older and have gone through the process to get a licensed concealed carry to carry at their house, their place of work, if allowed, et cetera, but to and from and wherever they go, and if they happen to be a student, you're now allowed to carry on campus.
Fantastic.
Enter Jessica Jin. This is a gal who is a self-proclaimed troll, internet troll. She likes to start trouble. But basically what happened was they decided that due to some circumstance where a friend had to get rid of many boxes of sex toys, that they would get them, hold on to them, and then during this anti-gun rally at the university where they're going to school, they would all display and strap sex toys in opposition to people who had the legal and constitutional right to carry, now a legal right in the state of Texas to carry on campus. Where to go? I didn't think it would get a lot of traction, to be honest with you. I'm shocked by how many people were there, and I had a couple things to share. First of all, let's talk about where everybody chimed in. First of all, students for concealed carry, they're going right back at them. I guess it's the generational thing. They're saying we embrace it. In keeping with this is straight from Out of Austin Today on their Facebook page. They basically put a little press release. They basically said that keeping with the organization's long-held position that individuals should enjoy the same rights on college campuses as virtually everywhere else,
Students for Concealed Carry fully endorse the burgeoning movement of Texas college students who wish to openly carry oversized dildos on campus. If carrying a phallus to class helps you express yourself, go for it. We welcome the demonstration that freedom of speech and concealed carry of handguns can coexist on the same campus.
Wow.
Interesting tactic. Ross, I know you got something.
I love the tactic. I think the tactic is the right way to approach it. Just from a, you don't want to get mad at them. You don't want to clash heads. You want to bring them into the fold and look at the good, right?
Now, there's more. There's more to the good, Ross.
But my problem here, my problem with the whole premise of this is that they are open carrying where the other are concealed carrying. So it's really apples and oranges, isn't it? I mean,
No. They're open carrying the dildos and the sex toys. Now here, there's
but not the guns. They're concealed carry. It's about concealed carry.
Agreed. But I believe they now have the right to again. It's an open carry thing as well if they wanted to. I don't hear that people are doing it, but everyone's concerned that it would be a big deal. They continued and recommend, however, quote, that students use their dildos for political or recreational purpose only, using a dildo as a defensive weapon, classified as a, quote, club, which under certain Texas law is illegal to carry in public and constitutes a felony if carried into a building on campus. Now think about that for a second, how they put that. See, Eric, you didn't want to talk about this, but this is interesting.
There's, you know, for someone that claims she's an internet troll, all we're doing is feeding into it. So, I mean, this is the First Amendment, right? We've got two sides. They both have their opinions. They're both sharing their opinions. We're making fun of it, but this is the First Amendment in action. You got to listen to both sides, even the sides you don't like. You know, to me, it's a bunch of college kids protesting. Someone either gave an adult store a lot of money, so they've made someone very rich in town, or they're giving out free sex toys because they have a failed business. Who knows? But to me, it's not much of a story. It's not.
It's a story in that the protest, again, the numbers are way bigger than anyone thought they would. There's a lot of people that are saying we don't want guns on campus, and a lot of people that are willing to go to this length to not only say I don't want guns on my campus. The girl that's on Facebook that I'm not going to show, if I was her father, I would be so embarrassed to think that your baby girl one day was going to protest whatever by holding a giant dildo and talking like you're educated about the subject.
I mean, you tell me this isn't intriguing to you as a 20-year-old male college student, despite what the agenda is. Yeah, a bunch of chicks are going to be banging around massive dildos down in the quad. You know, this is something to see that you don't see every day. So, I mean, why not? Why not go look? You know, I don't think all the people were there to protest. You know,
they're there to gawk and watch and laugh.
Absolutely.
And guarantee you, if you asked a lot of those people in that crowd what was going on, they'd have no idea.
Absolutely. This is just a spectacle.
I don't know. The numbers, a lot of the numbers that they're going by are how many people have actually pledged online to be there, and they're talking about an additional one coming up. So
I got you.
It is college kids, though. You got to say it's college kids. So the likelihood of their involvement in the movement versus can I get some poontang out of it is probably 50-50.
I will admit. Go ahead, Eric.
I mean, in college, when I was back there years ago, people would protest. They can get a free T-shirt out of it. So let's not be super. It's college kids.
Speaking of the T-shirt, the one was actually clever, and I'll give them this credit. It had a giant phallic symbol, and it said "Take it and come." So they did a little bit of research. These are not stupid kids, and that was the girl that
was actually the concealed carry group.
She was obviously not a general dummy. She just had really twisted views on this stuff.
I mean, the concealed carry group actually passed out coexist stickers with a dildo and a firearm in the coexist. So they're both doing pretty well on that social media thing.
If I could, before I may, this is one thing I want to talk about before I had left to get more discussion going. Is I'm out here in LA, so I've been to college out here, so this is where all this kind of stuff happens. All this crazy, kooky ideas that come out are the ones that I'm the only two conservatives who live out here in Los Angeles, like me and my dad. I think that's it. But It's just what Eric had said earlier. All this is what happened. It's a reactionary tactic, number one. Number two, this is basically an internet troll doing a live stream event to get more views, and then you get a popularity because you're popular, because it's ridiculous that you bring up. I don't know of anybody who could seriously consider the open carry of dildos to the concealed carry, open carry of a training required firearm on campus. Again, this is a publicity stunt of epic proportions. This is nothing but a Mad TV skit infused with college politics, and that's basically what it is to get us to talk about it. It's I don't know if anybody there took it seriously besides 3 people, maybe. I don't know. But
well, it'll be interesting to see what follows up in the days after, to see really what the reports are that come out of it, because everything is from yesterday. There's nothing coming out today.
They did have several kooky professors, take the stand and, this is the best thing ever, blah, blah, blah. But those academics are different kind of people.
All right, let's get to the crazy video of the week then. How about that? You guys all happy with that? Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, this one's actually wild. Going down to Atlanta, and lots to talk about with this one. Let's just let it play through for the first time with minimal commentary, I guess. There is currently someone in the passenger seat of that car that you see right there, the black one. You can see some movement in there. You can see 3 people on the left. Now 2. Car pulls up. You can see the headlights and the shine of the other car. Person in the red shows up, and in the black. Now, these are your 2. This is where the action starts. You saw that he just came out of the store. He saw this guy. He immediately turned toward him and started going towards him aggressively. This guy said, "Well, guess what I have? An AK pistol."
Oh, man.
So this guy's on the ground saying, "Please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me." He gets up, he gets in front of the car, gets cover. Now this guy has got to the back of the car. This guy was going to get shot by the AK pistol now starts shoots directly into the windshield towards that guy. AK pistol starts to return fire. He goes Tony Montana. Dude in the red from the inside of the store is funny. Watch this guy.
He's gone. He's gone.
Pew! Usain bolted.
He doesn't have a dog in the fight. He's not staying around.
Nope. These guys are together, so he jumps back in. Now he jumps back in and goes into the store because he sees that she, the gal that was in the front seat of the car, has been hit.
My understanding is they also had friends in the store as well. So it's not just her. The people in the car had people still in the store.
All right, let's talk about everything.
What do we know about the AK owner? Was it a legally owned weapon?
Yes, legal.
Yep.
Okay.
Legal. Now, didn't have a SIG brace. If he had had a SIG brace and shouldered it, this would be a completely different story that we'd be talking about, because that'd be the first thing we're talking about.
Oh, God, that would have been a disaster.
But it's not. So here's where you know this guy has had 0 training. Okay, just the way he's holding it, the way that he's believing that he has cover, but more importantly, the way he now positions himself so that this guy shoots the girl.
It's also...
Y'all know, forget your girlfriend's birthday, let alone get her shot at a gas station.
I mean, right?
It's also a good example of windshield and ballistics and how bullets change when they enter and exit a windshield.
100%. You could see the first one that hit definitely. Not definitely. I don't think went through. I think it deflected up. I watched this a couple times, and the guy's positioning and where he moves to, it just proves that he has absolutely no training on that one. Yeah, he lets him fly. Now, was he justified in his actions based on what you guys saw?
No.
Depends on if he was scared for his life. He's
I
going to
mean,
have to.
I think the
He's-
conversation dictates that, like the audio.
Well, let's watch how it first starts again. Here he comes out of the store, correct? There he is, and that guy immediately turns. Let's watch it one more time. That guy's walking up with a gun in his waistband, meaning to do harm. Soon as he sees him, turns, starts to follow.
See, that reminds me
Hold on.
there.
Right now, he's talking.
They have a history.
He has not pulled a gun on him yet.
See,
Now, he dives, pulls his gun out.
See, I look at it as it's the guy on the corner who sees a guy walking down the street, says, "Hey, can you give me $1? Hey, you want to buy dope?" And the guy says no. That's kind of the guy's line to get him closer. So it's more of like he was going to do harm because he looked like he was an easy pick. He didn't know he had an AK in his truck, in his car.
Anything in the chat, Ross?
I'm trying to decipher it myself, to be honest with you. Not yet.
Where's that first shot? I want to see that again because
I would have to say, I'm going to sign off a little bit, but those guys have to know each other from before.
because they're talking right here and he hasn't pulled the trigger, just like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there was some kind of beef there.
Yeah,
This is the thing. This is one of those things. This is one of those things that has to be decided in a court of law. At the end of the day, they could know each other. They could be a bad drug deal. This guy felt like he had gotten hosed or something. Things that we just don't have any clue about.
Hey, I mean, I can tell you from when I was a kid growing up in the city, when guys would do this, they would start having a quote unquote having a conversation with you to get you closer, to get your guard down. The idea was they wanted you to start talking back to them. So if they were gonna sucker punch you or hit you or mug you, that's the last thing you were thinking of. So unless you see the audio, I don't know. I'm not sure they actually have a history.
Yeah. The PAP M92, that's definitely what that was with wood furniture. You can get one of those for $600 right now, $500.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be the one with the 9mm there, for sure.
And neither one of those guys got hit. It was just a girl who got hit. But everyone walked away okay except for the girl who was sitting down doing nothing.
Do we know what round she got hit with? I mean, it's obvious. There'll be an obvious difference between the two.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Watch, Ross. If you watch, there's okay. So here we. Oh wait, I didn't screen share that part. If you look, and then we'll move on. Let Ken get out of here too. But if you look right now, when there's the first shot.
Yeah.
And then another one, and then another one, and then he fires, and then all the shots from the AK don't go anywhere near the windshield.
Man, think about everything, urban environment, and that AK round is coming out of that barrel at freaking Mach speeds. You know what I mean? Holy crap.
Around 27%.
Yeah, I mean, think about this surrounding. That guy just, I mean, like Kevin said, he kind of, went a little nuts with that there. And obviously he didn't hit the guy.
Sure did. All right. Again, Ken, if you got to run, thanks again, Kunai Pro Gear. We appreciate it. You can welcome anytime in the future. Let me know, but we'll talk again soon for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Nice meeting everyone.
You got it, man. We'll talk soon. Again, if you don't know about Kunai, check it out. There's some great videos there with Billy telling about the story of it. There's one with me and Billy from NRA recently that we got together and talked about the mission of the company, et cetera, et cetera. All right, you guys ready for some more stories? Let's. I'm gonna jump past this Bloomberg thing till the end because it's gonna be lengthy. Yeah, the other thing about that whole thing is the Atlanta police and their quote gun reduction unit are investigating that whole shooting right now, and looking at all the surveillance videos. So I'm sure they're gonna charge the one guy for shooting the gal. All right. This one, not a good story. And this is something we talk about all the time. And this is definitely an older guy. 76-year-old veteran killed himself in the parking lot of a VA hospital in Long Island after, according to reports and according to people that work there, he went to the ER and was denied service. and then he went to his car and shot himself. It's sad. Someone dropped the ball. They should not have turned him away, the worker said. And that building was always on call and open 24/7. It's unclear about his records, et cetera, et cetera. This hospital itself had been under scrutiny for mismanagement and poor care since the New York Times reported on it in May, that it closed all 5 of its operating rooms for months after sand-sized black particles began falling from air ducts. Ross, you work in buildings. That's not a good thing, right?
That's not a good thing. No, you don't want black stuff coming out of your air ducts.
No. So we know that this is a messed up system that the vets are dealing with, but this is a story that goes further, and again, what can you say after a guy went there seeking health, was denied, and went back to his car and said, you know what, I'm done.
Really all you can do is shake your head in shame that we treat our heroes that way. I mean, guys that went out there and got hurt on our watch, and we refuse to treat them the way that we are treating them. It's a crying shame.
Listen to this. I mean, it says here that in 2014 is when they really started scrutiny of some of the VA hospitals, and there's one in Phoenix that came under scrutiny because several patients had died awaiting treatment. Officials there had tried to cover up long waiting times for over 1,700 veterans seeking medical care. And that was a study released by the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, in April. That office, report that came out in April indicated that the system had yet to fix the problems. It's a sad story. Make sure you support your veteran causes out there. Talk to a veteran, as we say.
Real quick, on the quick tape back to the AK story, the guy with the handgun, he actually was shot later that night in, I believe, a separate shooting. So I think he's actually dead. So he will not be charged.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's a great. Thank you. Thanks for following up.
That actually goes to Schwell. He posted that in chat, and I want to let people on the air know about that.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Schwell. Hope he's doing all right. Not with us tonight. Q's not with us tonight again as well, and unfortunately, shit happens. It's the end of the summer. Kids are going back to school. People are busy. And again, I'm just glad I'm staying in. This lightning storm down here is pretty crazy. There was a new record that was posted, but it seems that this happened a while ago. Just no one talked about it. But a guy that confirmed his shot for 4,210 yards, which is almost 2.5 miles, 2.4 miles. Did you hear about this one?
I did.
Yeah. Yep.
Why is it all of a sudden news? That part I didn't get. Or I looked at 3 or 4 different stories, and I didn't understand why this happened. I guess months ago.
It's their thing, I guess. I think this group of people that they're into long distance precision shooting, and this is their thing now. And
it's a world record too. I mean, it does qualify world record. So.
But it was from November. It was from November for last year. I mean, again, it was before. Anyway, I just didn't understand it. But the interesting stat about it, and once again, Q could speak on this. Maybe we'll mention it to him next week when we talk to him again. A 230 moment of edge rail was machined for a 20 MOA Night Force unimount for an aggregate 250 MOA. So to get that shot, who knows what elevation they were, but just 500 yards, 300 to 500 yards, all of a sudden and again, they used a 375 Shytac, which is a round that I'm completely unfamiliar with.
It's a hell of an accomplishment, I'll tell you that.
All right, now we got 3 stories about accidents to talk about, and there's a common thread amongst them. It's gun stories where the terms negligent discharge and accident are used, and we'll talk about them all, and then we'll talk about kind of the common thread. But the first one, thanks to Eric, is Glock scheduled for trial in personal injury case. $75,000 personal injury case against Glock was filed by an Arkansas policeman. It's been scheduled for trial in federal court according to the final scheduling order issued last week.
Yeah, this was this guy claims he was at the range and his gun went off while he was trying to mount a flashlight, and it ended in his foot. I think we're not lawyers here. We didn't say it Holly and Expresses, but don't you usually clear your weapon, pull the mag out, make sure it's safe before you mount anything on it? Just gonna throw that out there.
The lawsuit alleges that Glock sold the pistol, quote, in a defective condition which rendered it unreasonably dangerous. Where is my Glock, man? It's underneath me. Here it is.
I mean, Glock has 3 internal safeties.
Thank
3
you.
of them.
Glock has a trigger safety. Each Glock has a trigger safety that you have to depress the little tab into the trigger. It also has what's known as a or a firing pin safety, where there is another thing that has to get pushed up out of the way so that the firing pin can go forward. Then it also has the drop safety, which, again, prevents the firing pin from hitting the round as well. So there's 3 internal safeties there, plus the user should not have touched the trigger to pull the trigger. Let's talk about the other 2 stories. So that's the first one. He's claiming that Glock's in trouble because they made a defective gun, and when he was putting on his light, it shot him. The other one was an off-duty NYPD officer accidentally shot a gun range official in the leg during a competition in Long Island on Sunday, police sources said. Officer John Chilelli, 28, who was assigned to Queens auto larceny, was shooting at the Long Island Practical Shooters Association range in West Hampton Beach at about 1 p.m. when his weapon accidentally went off. This is according to the Daily News. A range official, Marco Macadali, 49, was standing behind the gentleman and was hit in the thigh. An NYPD spokesman said that the Chilelli was still on active duty Monday night. So again, the keywords there was, sources said, quote, when his weapon accidentally went off.
So a backstory to that, the gentleman that was shot had a tourniquet applied. The guy that applied the tourniquet went through one of the Dark Angel medical classes. I think it was his 54th or 55th save, or 56, one of those. So shout out to Kerry and his classes and his training, and the use of always having a tourniquet at the range. A lot of times I go to the range, I'm the only one that's got medical or tourniquets on there. But yeah, we don't know what happened on why the gun fired, but we do know the guy was treated.
Yep. Now, here's another one. Shout out to Dark Angel. That's awesome to hear that, Eric. I didn't know that. Canada's, according to the National Post, Canada's top Special Forces soldier has been charged after accidentally firing his rifle as he prepared to visit the front lines in northern Iraq. Major General Mike Rouleau, I'm not French, a Special Forces combat veteran and the head of the Canadian Special Forces Command, will face a court-martial for a negligent discharge, quote-unquote, from his firearm last year. The incident was in December, and he said, quote, while preparing to go to a forward trench position as I was arranging my equipment, I negligently discharged 1 bullet into a safe area while loading my assault rifle, he explained. As a soldier and a special operations assaulter, the only acceptable standard of care with a weapon is error-free, unquote. Because of his rank, he's been set to court-martial on this, and he's been charged under Section 129 of their National Defense Act of neglect to prejudice or of good order and discipline.
It's a big deal over when you're in theater to send around into that safety berm. They don't take that lightly.
He owned it. Quote, I made a mistake, I reported the mistake, and I own my mistake 100%, a Accountability is the bedrock of our discipline as a military special forces organization. As the commanding general, I am every bit as accountable as the youngest private in the force, he added. I commend him for taking accountability. The other two stories, however, negligent discharge and accidentally the Glock went off while I was putting a light on it. This is human error. This is not the discharge. This is not the problem of the gun. This is you did not take the care to reholster it properly, and therefore you shot someone behind you in their leg. And the Glock thing, Eric, you nailed that one.
I mean, that's why I hate the term accidental discharge. They're negligent discharges. Your finger is in the trigger guard. You're depressing the trigger. When you send that round anywhere but where it's supposed to go, that's negligently sending that round. Like there was a story we talked about a while ago where the shooting instructor, there was a firearms class in a store, and it was supposed to be with Sims, and there was one round that was live, and it killed the owner of the store. They're like, it's accidental. No, that's a negligent discharge. They're up for manslaughter, I believe.
And the one we just had with the training incident where the woman that was there
was killed.
Crazy. I guess it's just me. I'm just such a crazy safety person when it comes to that kind of stuff. When your guns are, again, I know the condition of this gun right here. I checked it 15 times today. Why? Because it's a prop right now. It is not a go-to gun to defend my house. Those are elsewhere. And those are not going to get touched. So I absolutely know the condition. I absolutely know the condition of this gun that's sitting next to me right here in the holster if we get to tech time and I can talk about the Nate Squared stuff, the new double clip one. I absolutely know the conditions of these things. I'm still going to treat both of these guns like they're loaded. But I absolutely know the difference, and to hear that people do things like add accessories to their guns without taking the magazine out and clearing it first, it's just beyond me. I don't process it. I guess it's the way I was trained or trained myself as well, and the way I train my girls. You know, it's just not a joke, and there's no taking it back. And all of these mistakes could easily be taking a life rather than just one that went into the ceiling or into a berm or into the guy's thigh behind you. You guys got any more thoughts on that? All right, let's get to Schwell's question of the week. Anybody want to regurgitate, or you want me to?
Go for it.
All right. Celebrities. Captain America, apparently, it's funny because when he did his video and I saw it, he mentioned the guy's name, and he had to say it's Captain. I had no idea who the dude was. None. I don't know that guy by name. So I guess it was Captain America came out and said that he's, I guess he's anti-gun. And the question of the week is, should we be listening to Hollywood actors, entertainers for advice on these types of subjects? Ross?
Oh my God, are you seriously asking that question? Hollywood actors are good at one thing, acting in Hollywood. That's it. They're not gun experts. Just because they fondle a gun in a movie doesn't make them an expert on. I mean, if you take movie guys for what they do, all of them think that guns can shoot 5,000 rounds without reloading. That one shot can put a guy can blow a guy through a garage door at 50 feet, and that's from a handgun. These guys they're actors. They're not even particularly smart. They're just actors.
But when they say pro-gun stuff, we get excited and report it on the news here. I mean, we talk about it. We're like, well, so-and-so said, that he is or they are or whatever it may be. I know we have.
I think you got to recount that for me, because honestly, I don't put a whole lot of faith in their opinions. Everybody's allowed to have opinions.
Agreed.
I think it goes to the point though that if someone does say a pro-gun statement, you're almost shocked that they're within the entertainment community and they're pro-gun.
There you go.
That's true.
But at the end of the day, they can have their opinions. We have ours, but they're not authorities on the issue. The reason people listen to them is because they're famous. Who you should be listening to are the people that are those subject matter experts, and that's the important thing.
But doesn't it get crazy in America that people watch someone in a movie and then see them somewhere and think they know them, and what they know is the character that they played?
You know what's the funny thing?
And then if they don't get that, if they don't ever have that opportunity to meet that person to see anything different, then they create, and again, all of those shows that are on before the 8 o'clock prime time. I mean, entertainment this and that tonight and all that stuff. It's just celebrity, 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 celebrity. These people are important, and here's why, and here they are in this important event, and that. So people believe that they're important. So then when they say anything about stuff, people listen. I choose, again, I'm with Ross. They're actors. These are people that, because they get the publicity doesn't mean that we should be turning to them for political views.
That's it, and that's all.
All right. Good question of the week. Let us know what you think. Leave comments below. What else do we have? Off-duty cop, Canada. A couple of little updates in California and some other states. Second Amendment backers arm up with ink and paper to battle California's, quote, Gunmageddon. There are some people in California that are fighting the fight, is the story.
What's amazing is Cal Guns, the pro-gun forum, there's a concerted effort to get petitions signed. I think it's the first time they've actually had tons of volunteers go out in mass on the same day and get these petitions signed to bring them to the State House. There are pro-gun people in California. They're there, and they're starting to fight back.
Yep, and one of the quotes from the article that's interesting. These laws are completely insane to almost anyone with a real knowledge of firearms, and I did not think Governor Brown would sign them, said Barry Barami, who's a guy who just, again, he went to talk to people and has had enough and wants to do something about what's going on. He continued, quote, many California gun owners are still unaware that they will soon be criminals. More stuff coming up for November 8th. It looks like they're going to vote on a voting day about several different measures.
It really is so sad that your chosen government is willing to make you an honest, law-abiding citizen a felon. You know what I mean? It just really is a shame that they want guns so bad that they're willing to do that to what would otherwise be an outstanding, upstanding citizen.
Yeah, but they don't look at it through the same eyeglasses you look at it. They're looking at anybody that would want this has to be evil and has to be stopped.
Well, and that you can't legislate criminals to stop committing crime.
I agree.
Because it's the legislation that creates the criminal.
But also, I think we as voters have a part to say in this. We disagree with our politician. Then when it comes to voting day, we put him back in office.
Oh, absolutely. You get the government that you deserve, that you vote in.
But like Kevin just said, people are like, I never thought it could happen. I never thought it could come to California. In Massachusetts, they've gone after that AR-15, and all the hunters are like, hey, this is great. We're okay. Guess what? Your 30-06 bolt action, that's now going to be called a sniper rifle. They'll come after that next. So, yeah, you have to be aware, and you have to be educated, and you have to fight on it.
Part of that education is looking at both sides, I firmly believe, and look at both sides and the middle. And one of the articles I came across this week that just, I'll read some of the rhetoric, and then we can discuss it. But the Daily Beast put up put up an article with some video embed, but basically in red letters it says what voters want, and then in black letters the headline, Washington State's new gun laws are working. Subline, voters are poised to pass for themselves the sort of simple common sense measures that could avert mass shootings around the country. It goes on and it says basically out of Seattle, The Alliance for Gun Responsibility and a team of people of about 20 are doing for the people of Washington State what seems impossible in D.C. and many state capitals, quote, passing real gun safety reforms. This is some of the language that's in this article that, again, quote, when we think of the insane, bloody gun culture Republican lawmakers have created, a few words come to mind. Obstruction, obfuscation, which I hate that word because it's hard to say, and I can't say the other one, preposterousness. It's easy to believe the situation is helpless. The NRA, the National Rifle Association, led by a coterie of this article, led by a coterie of money-grabbing radicals addicted to arms dealers' cash and indifferent to the actual view of the gun owners they're supposed to represent. That's something I don't completely disagree with. Controls enough senators and congressmen to block even reforms supported by an overwhelming majority of voters. However, in November, Washingtonians will get to vote on a ballot measure to place extreme risk protections into law. Now, here we are. They're going to go from, we want background checks, which they instituted on all firearms since 2014. The new protection orders, this domestic violence and sexual assault protection orders, giving family members and law enforcement the right to petition a court to remove firearms from someone who is in danger to themselves or others. So they'll have to go to court and put up their case and say this is why this person is unsafe. But if the judge rules that person's right at that point, based on whatever evidence, whatever bars they set, their Second Amendment right will get taken away. You guys tell me. That's Washington State. That's the language they're using.
It's up to the people to vote that crap out.
All I have is a picture, and I didn't go too deep into this one, but on the other side of the world, Kalashnikov store opens at Moscow airport.
Well, you got to get home safely. I mean, you got to go drive. Be safe when you get in the car.
I say good for them. We'll see how many people try to get them Kalashnikovs on airplanes, but I'll bet you there's regulations against that.
I wanted to challenge the audience this week, and I think I found a good one. And I didn't have a chance to talk to you guys before the show about this, so follow me now. On Every Town for Gun Safety, this is one of the Bloomberg, one of the Moms Demand Action sub-sites. They put up this page on their site called The Analysis of Mass Shootings, and it's very graphical. I'll share it real quick. It's very, jazzed up. It's well done. Says they're using FBI and media reports. Every Town for Gun Safety developed an analysis of mass shootings that took place between 2009 and July of 2015. The analysis found that there have been 133 mass shootings in nearly a 7-year period. The one that I wanted to see if someone in the audience could show us a chart or give us some data on, there's all of these different things about who does them, why, etc. This one down here that says 94 of the 133 incidents, 71%, took place wholly in private residencies. Okay. So of the 38 that were in public spaces, at least 21 took place wholly or in part. Concealed guns could be lawfully carried. All told, no more than 17 or 13% of what they considered a mass shooting took place entirely in a public space that were considered or called, quote, gun-free zones. I was always under the impression that most of the mass shootings we've been talking about on this very show happened in gun-free zones.
The only time that isn't the case is when they factor in suicides and other statistics that they classify as mass shootings, but don't fall under like the school shootings and stuff like that. I've heard the argument that you're talking about right there many times, and they always include all gun violence instead of mass shootings.
They do
I believe the statistic that I've heard is 83% of all mass shootings since 1990 something have happened in gun-free zones since they started coming out with gun-free zones.
Well, the other one I wanted to share to follow up last week's question of the week is this one. Look at this. We should have had this last week. Again, if you take their data for what it is, we don't really need to worry about senior citizens shooting anybody. Look at this. It's 2% of all of anything. Gun murderers. The median age of gun murderers in the U.S. is 26, and the perpetrators of mass shootings is 34. But if you look at that, we were talking about seniors and their rights and that kind of thing. Again, great conversation. A lot of people had strong opinions on that one too. All right, let's wrap it up. What else did we have? Did you guys happen to see Rob Pincus on the Young Turks? If not, go watch it.
I did not, but it got rave reviews from the liberal media, of all things.
It kept going back to Rob saying something and him just getting to the point. This is, again, their head guy. He was with that Jen Gunger guy, and they were following up a story where they made Rob look dumb because his whole point was, and I was there, I've heard him have this, I've heard one of his seminars live where he talked about this. So if you're at your house and and something happens, and you're going to go protect your kids and you're going to get your gun. Well, you're going to go get your gun or you're going to go protect your kids, but then your gun's over there in someone that just stages a gun in their home for home protection, like many people do. So his point was stage the gun in the closet in a safe in the kids' room. You're going to go to the kids' room, you're going to get the kids taken care of, behind your whatever barricade, and then you're going to get the gun. And then he said the safe, and then he said, and then disguise it with a towel. Well, they took and went on this whole rant and rampage about the fact that Rob said, oh, yeah, just go put your gun in your closet and hide it with a towel. And they just went with it. And that from that premise, oh, can you believe this idiot saying you had to hide it with just a towel, blah, blah, blah. So that was what prompted Rob to go defend against, and that was the original conversation that this thing started with. Once he got into the conversation with Cenk, you'll see that time and time again, he gets to the point where Rob just puts out a point that that the guy doesn't know how to argue or doesn't know how to do it. And Rob is a complete professional and calm, and himself during the whole thing. He just gets to the point where he says, well, we're just going to have to agree to disagree, or I just don't agree with you on that one, and we're just going to move to the next topic. That was the gist of most of it. But I encourage everyone.
The facts are is that a little bit of drywall between your room and your kids' room isn't stopping your kids from getting into your room and playing with your safe. What's the difference between it being in your room and in their room? If they don't have the combination, there is no difference.
And Rob talks about the responsibility. He said if you have a problem with that, then you have a bigger issue being a parent than we're talking about here, and that's where it all starts.
And a lot of his discussion around that too is that you're going to retreat back to your child's room anyways because you're going to want to take care of them, so it's going to cut out time and you're going to go there anyways. So if you set it up right and you do it right, you're retreating back there anyways. That's where you'll make your stand or call police or barricade yourself in there. Doesn't mean you're going to go for the shootout.
And I think
at the end of the day, who cares where the safe is as long as it's where you need it?
So I think if you don't hear what Rob has to say about it, and it's the first time you're hearing it, it sounds to a lot of people that don't understand firearms, it's scary, right? I'm going to put a firearm safe in the same room as a child. Without understanding the context and the safety and the training and everything else that goes into it, to some people it just sounds very foreign.
100%. And he kept going back to that point. It's about the training. It's about your specific situation and the layout of your house and all those types of things. But that's what they focused on. I think he went in there. I think he did a great job. I think everybody should watch it, whether you believe in the Second Amendment or not. It's 10. Let's wrap things up, guys. Real quick, I just wanted to mention just a good sale, 20% off anything by DPX. Check them out. They're just fantastic knives. D2 steel, 5mm thick. Just great stuff. This thing's like $87 with the Kydex sheath. Pick your paracord color. I have red because I use this in one of my medical cases. What else did we have? We'll talk about Nate Squared in the future. The Brody boxes, the new one is up and running. I've got stickers and patches. This is, again, going out to the next guy, courtesy of that guy. What's up, Brody? Good to see you, buddy. I hope everything's good, and if it's after your bedtime, good morning, watching the replay. I've got a great shirt that's also T-shirt of the week, once again, from Liberty 13 that's going to be part of this package. There you go. And I've got a stow bag from Tough Products. If you don't know what that is, check out the channel. We've got a quick review on that. So it's coming up. If anyone wants to participate, if anyone's got any swag or gifts or new stuff that they want to give away to the next deserving person, who we haven't decided who that is yet, but we will, let me know. Shoot me a message. We'd love to have your patch, your stuff, whatever it may be, as part of the project. And that's just to make someone smile when they get a box full of stuff from Gun News Weekly. That's really what that is. We also have a 308 giveaway, which we had the ad. Again, that's going to be out on social media. We'll be talking about that. But basically, all you have to do is be subscribed to Gun News Weekly and go follow Lansing Tactical on Instagram. The giveaway date is unannounced because I don't know when it is yet, but that barrel is sweet. I did a little research on it, and I did a little video on it. But if you're a builder and you're looking for that 308 solution, this might be part of your build, or a really good prize for somebody. Please check out americasmightywarriors.org. Debbie is going to be joining us next week as our guest, and that should be an interesting one. But that's a website with a mission, and it's about her and her family. You can check that out and learn a little bit about it. Donate if you feel like you can. Check out some of the events and things that they got going on. But she'll be here next week to talk about her books and some of the stories that she'd like to share about that project. Make sure you check out TacDaddy.com. Check out all the new Nate Squared products that are on there. That Pro Tandem is doing very well, and people seem to be really liking it. That's all. Check out L2D Combat on Instagram, and also check out their website. Those new slides are coming very soon. Thanks to Keybar, Grizzly Targets, and also HPR Ammo. Eric, from the Gear Locker. Anything else?
Thanks for having me on, man.
As always, good to see you. I hope everything is good. Ross.
Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thanks for everybody who supports us. Thanks for the great feedback I got today from a friend of mine. He'll know who he is. Kevin, thanks for having me on, and thanks to everybody on the panel for doing what you do.
Right on. Casey.
Once again, good stuff, guys. Glad I could make it. Hope
Good
everybody
deal.
has a good rest of the week, and we'll meet up again soon.
Yes, sir. Make sure you go check out Kunai Pro Gear, that range bag. If you need a range bag, use range 25, the number 25 at checkout, and get, again, good discount, 25% off. We will have those on our sites as well very soon, but that's a product that's again still coming in, but it's worth ordering at that price for sure. That's all I got. Please check out our guests and all the other hosts that are part of what we do on a weekly basis on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Check out gunnewsweekly.com. Thanks to Frank and everybody else that makes this one possible every single week. We appreciate it. Thanks to Katie. Appreciate it, you guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next week. Till then, peace.